top 10 video. I just sang that before we started. Oh yeah, it's time for the top 10. All right, we just did our skip its, and there were some terrible ones in there. So if you want to hear us crap all over some comics, not literally crap on them, that's super disgusting. But if you want to hear us just talk garbage on the bad ones, give them what they deserve, watch the other videos, probably linked at the end. I'm Shawn.
It's Drew.
Yes, he is. This is the top 10 for April 13th. Here we go. We're not going to mess around, but I'm going to pimp something real quick. I've been watching that show on HBO. It's called The Deuce.
Yeah. It's
so good. It's so good. Anyway, I'm going to pimp these out like we're on The Deuce. So check these out. These are by Elias Chatzoudas. This is, which one is this again? Sacred Six. Comics Elite exclusive cover, limited to 500, limited to 300. Go pick them up. Download the app at your favorite app store, either Android or Apple. If you use an Android, good for you. I just don't like apples. I never have. I talk smack about apples, which was probably half of our audience. It's fine, nothing personal. My wife has an Apple. I just call them phones for dummies. You have an Apple too, don't you?
I have an Apple, but I prefer peaches.
Gotcha. Whoa, all right. Okay, top 10. Let's just get started.
Let's do it.
Now, here's how we do this, guys. If you can only buy 10 comics, only 10 this week. These are the 10 I think you should get.
Yes.
These are the 10 Drew thinks you should get.
Yes.
Mine's based much more on speculation. He puts pretty much zero speculation into his.
Pretty much.
And let's get started. You ready?
Let's do it.
Numero 10.
Number 10.
Oh man, I had that in my skip-its.
It was your.
It was my middle of the roads.
Yeah.
So I did enjoy this.
Yeah.
I liked it. It just wasn't enough to make my top 10. Talk about why it made your top 10, brother.
So I love 80s movies. I love 80s horror movies, and I'm reading this. I love Scanners by David Cronenberg, and
that was good.
I got a huge Scanners vibe off reading this.
Big Scanners vibe.
Yes, especially there's a couple scenes in this. It referenced a certain famous scene from Scanners.
Yeah.
We see it in this.
Yeah, Colin Bunn's definitely probably a fan of that too.
I hope so. I want to meet him back at a show someday. I want to be like, dude, do you like Scanners?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this a Scanners thing?
Yeah. Oh, name of the book. I'm sorry, I haven't said it. Is Phantom on the Scan.
Phantom of the Scan. Not Scanners. Phantom of the Scan.
But yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, psychics, are getting together and they're all being killed one by one, slowly by a mysterious entity. It's a great read. I think it's a fun read.
There's definitely a freak out moment at the end.
Yes, it is.
I was like, whoa, that was unexpected.
Yes.
Yeah. So I did enjoy it. Just didn't make my top 10. So I have The Girl Who Electrified Tesla.
I was going to read it. I didn't get a chance to.
Oh man. So this is it's hard to explain this. It's based on history, right? There are historical facts. The girl who wrote this, shame on me for not remembering her name, Cynthia von Bueller. She did this. She did a great job. In the very end of the book, she talks about how she did research for it. She actually stayed in the hotel in the same room that Nikola Tesla stayed in New York. He was obsessed with like this one pigeon, and Einstein used to electrify animals to prove that the AC current, because Tesla invented AC current, Einstein did DC current. There was this huge war between the two of them. Einstein got famous for inventing electricity when it was really the both of them. And Tesla was definitely on the forefront of the pioneers of modern electricity. Anyway, it's a fantastic read. There's some shocking stuff in here, but it's all historically accurate. There's a little bit of fantasy twist in it, but it's all based in history. It's very, very interesting to me. I really enjoyed it. I highly advise you guys pick it up. This bumped a lot of other books to get to my number 10. So I loved it. All right, next. Numero 9.
I got Darkhawk. Yes.
Okay, I have this bunny book.
I didn't see that cover down there. It must have only been like one.
Oh, there's a whole stack. There's this big old sticky on it. Wow. So I'll start. This is a Josh Burns cover. This is the Bunny and Goat Man. Now this is a Zenescope book. That's okay.
I didn't get a chance to finish it. I read it in the middle of it. I'm like, this is effing crazy. This is crazy. It is a crazy story.
It's very unique.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. It wasn't just the cover. The cover combined with the story, it's very interesting. I want to read the next one. I am a fan of these guys. I think that Joe Brucia and the Zenescope crew have a hit on their hands. Hopefully they can keep this going. I highly advise you guys get it. It's a fun read. It's not something to read to your kids.
No, absolutely not.
And it's not what you think it is. No. It's definitely not anything like I thought it was at all. And I was pleasantly surprised by that. So
I've been reading a lot of their books lately. A lot of them are really good.
You have been reading Zenescope.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got?
I got Darkhawk, Heart of the Hawk. So if you didn't watch our Skip It's and movies, I am a Darkhawk fan. I'm a little bit younger than Shawn. I grew up liking Darkhawk.
He's over 10 years younger than us. There's a little bit of a divide between us and our comic book fandom.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't like it. It made my Skip It's. I thought it was a total crap. But I want to know why you liked it.
So, like I said, I'm a Darkhawk fan from the very beginning, issue 1. And this is more or less the life story of Darkhawk. Chris Powell as Darkhawk. We get the Alpha, one of his first fights. We find out who that villain is. Then we get a story in the middle during the King of the Realms going on in space, which kind of is a callback to the first story in that. And then we get the Omega. We get essentially the end of Chris Powell in space, and it's like I didn't see that coming. And because I grew up with Chris Powell, the way it ends, I got a little choked up reading it. I'm like, oh crap, this may be it for him. And it was good to me. It was good for me for that because we got closure with Chris Powell, and Kyle Higgins did a great job with that last story for me. He had a good emotional note for me, and that's why it's a recommend. That's a recommend for me. If you grew up reading Darkhawk, it's a great Alpha, Middle, and Omega story.
It sounds good if you're a fan of it.
Yes.
I'm just not a fan of it. I could give zero craps about that book whatsoever. Okay, awesome. Let's do next one, number 8.
Yes.
Number 8. Oh yeah, that almost made my top 10. That was so close to being in my top 10. Talk about why you liked it.
I'm pulling up my notes. Why don't you go ahead?
Okay, I'll talk about mine. I
read so much, I had to take down notes.
We've been reading a lot of comics. This is Guardians of the Galaxy. It's starting. It's number 175, Legacy number 175. Al Ewing is writing it. A great Brett Booth cover. I really like what they've done with Guardians. They've made them interesting again. Star-Lord is like a god, basically. He went to this future place and he lived there for 10, 20 years and he came back, but it was like a blip in time, like a very what's the Christopher Nolan movie, the time movie? Inception.
Inception.
Very Inception-y kind of a moment for him where he goes in time and then he comes back, but there's like no time has passed for us. So Star-Lord is basically, he has this god powers now. He's kind of detached from what's going on. Gamora's like, hey, remember how we were a thing? And he's kind of like, like he's kind of over it. Groot is a badass again, which is great to see. There's a really cool moment in here. Somebody shows up at the end. There's a 3-page scene of this guy showing up at the end. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But it's awesome. It's awesome. Did you read this one?
I was going to, but I didn't. I saw Brett Booth didn't do the interiors.
You're gonna love it.
How's the interior art?
It's good. It's good.
Okay.
You're gonna love it.
Okay.
Especially the ending, because there's a character you're a huge fan of is at the end and he shows up and he has an epic. If you read this, it'd be in your top 10 just because of the epic introduction of the villain that shows up, and he definitely puts people in his place. You talk about, what'd you have, Super Sons? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Superman number 30.
Yes.
So, one of the big things I loved about this, mainly the biggest thing, is the fact how we see the Kents as a family at the very beginning. They are a family.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
That was great. I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually enjoying this. They're playing putt-putt together. This is great. And throughout the story, we see Clark more or less narrating, about how being a good dad to John. And I'm like, this is so damn good. It's so hard anymore in modern comic books to find a good dad to their kid. More often than not, they're pieces of crap to their kids.
You know what I really liked about it too is in the very beginning, like I struggle with when I got to go to work. I got to go to work on a weekend. Yeah. I got to come at the shop. I got to do something with one of the businesses, and it just takes me away. They're having a moment. They're playing putt-putt golf, and all of a sudden, like Jonathan's like, "What was that?" Yeah. And Clark's like, and Lois is like, "What?" And Clark's like, "Oh, it's an old friend of mine." And Lois, he's like, "I gotta go." And it's like, oh, my heart breaks because it happens to me all the time. Yeah. My heart breaks like that because I'm like, babe, I'll get a call or something, and she's always looking at me like, do you gotta go? Like, are you about to leave? Like we just ordered food and we're watching a movie. Do you gotta go? Like, what's gonna happen? So it was so well written.
Yes.
You felt for them when they had to leave. You're
Absolutely,
like, oh,
yeah.
you just feel your heart kind of break. Like, oh, I wanted more of that.
Yes.
I wanted more of them screwing around, playing miniature golf together.
Just the whole issue of them
Lois
has
is
been great.
like, it was written so well. Lois takes his golf club, like, you're cheating. And he's like, I'm not cheating. It was really well done. I really love this whole series. It's going along really well.
Yeah, art is a step up, and like you said, they go to help an old friend. New villain shows up.
Big twist.
Big twist. Yeah.
Yeah, new characters, new location, new planet, new villain.
Yeah.
There's a backstory of this villain who they defeated, and it's really, really good.
Yes, it's a very fun read. Art is a big step up too. So,
I liked it a lot. Yeah. All right, this may throw you for a loop. Wonder Woman.
I didn't even bother reading Wonder Woman. Space Bastards #4 for me.
Okay, this is so good. I have enjoyed this Wonder Woman series ever since they started this storyline. Cloonan, I'm very surprised. I like this. So she is trapped in basically Valhalla.
Yeah.
And we have all it's like Wonder Woman who lost her memory. I felt like I was reading like a Dungeons and Dragons almost story with her going through all these different realms. She has to climb to the top of the world tree. She has to retrieve an egg from a giant eagle and then to feed to a snake to trick it to get a key out of its belly. I'm like, this is a Wonder Woman story? It feels like I'm reading a fantasy story, and it's so good. I love that they took Wonder Woman, they basically depowered her, and they put her in this completely foreign environment, and DC is basically telling us to, like, hey, guess what? You don't own all of the I just forgot what culture Thor belongs to. All the guys, the Viking, not Greek, whatever. You guys will tell me in the comments. It's a long day.
Yeah, Remus. Yeah, I forgot.
you don't own that. It's all public domain. These were gods that we as humans worshipped ages and ages ago, right? Centuries ago. So I love how they take her. They put her in this environment. It's super fun. I really liked it. I liked the first issue of this one. This one just continues it on. It gets even better. And she's staying true to her roots. She's kind of fallen in love with the dude that's there, and she's curious about him. So she's kind of going to try to save him, but she also wants to save the warriors that are dying and not coming back from the Valkyries aren't bringing them back. And she's concerned about them. Thor is being Thor. He could really care less. He's written the way Thor should be. He's a badass, drunk, womanizing, kind of a piece of crap. That's how Thor really is. He's not this noble hero that Marvel makes him. Anyway, I really love it. I highly advise picking up Wonder Woman. It's a great read. I really like it.
I enjoyed Space Bastards #4.
Oh, Space Bastards.
I enjoyed this. Granted, like you said.
So, real quick, it made my skip it. I love the story.
Yeah.
I just felt like it slowed way down almost to a screeching halt. So why did you like it so much? For me,
plot-wise, this progressed plot-wise for me because this is a callback to, I believe, issue 2 when we learn about the origin of the Postal Service and the guy who's running it, and we find out that the company that's inventing this teleportation service that's going to put him out of business.
Yep.
So this company that's inventing this teleportation service, the former employee used to be our hero from issue 1. He's like, hey, go in here, steal his plans, I'll give you $1 million space bucks. It's like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
He does, and chaos ensues, but our favorite green guy gets into some shenanigans early on. I'm laughing my butt off with what he's trying to do. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of fun. Granted, it's a step down in the graphicness of the violence and overall, nudity and sex, but it's still a lot of fun and it does progress the story.
I just wanted more violence and nudity and sex and over-the-top insults to everybody in the world. I mean, I agree with you. It's super plot. I just want less plot and more. Give me plot in short bursts.
Okay. And
more craziness in it. But I look forward to the next one. I'm still going to read it.
Yeah.
Totally still going to read it. Okay. Next. I forgot what number we're on. 6. Number 6. So, again, I skipped Super Sons.
Yeah, Challenge of the Super Sons, number 1 for me.
I totally skipped it. I didn't like it because it's totally out of continuity. I mean, he just talked about John being pretty much a young man and is roughly in his early 20s.
Yes.
But now we're reading stories about him being kids again. And anyway, talk about why you liked it.
So, like you said, it's an out-of-continuity story. And there's a huge fan base for the Super Sons. And I'm one of them. And anytime a story of them popping up shows up, I'll be there to buy it. Because, to me, no one wrote Damian and Jonathan, as well as oh my god, I forgot his name. Peter Tomasi. Peter Tomasi. He wrote them the best, and their chemistry together is just tits. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
I will say that it was very enjoyable from that aspect of it.
It's so fun reading Damien. It's just a snarky, smart
Damien's
ass.
always taking shots at Jonathan, and Jonathan really doesn't care. Jonathan's like, whatever.
Jonathan's just very lackadaisical, just carefree. Damien's just that smarmy, uptight, smartass. You can't stand.
Yeah, they're both kind of taking jabs at each other. I like how Jonathan's always like. He always has a sense of like
optimism.
I could kill you whenever I wanted to. Yeah. I'm a super badass. Like what? I don't care how smart you are, how great you think you are. I can just end you anytime I want to. And Damien's like, I know you think you could end me anytime you want to, but I'm way smarter than you. And like, it's really kind of cool.
It's great. It's great to see them play off each other.
I can't. I've never been a big fans of the Super Sons. To me, it's just written. I'm not the audience it's written for, but if you like it, hey, that's cool. I ain't mad at you. All right, I'm gonna have a big old talk about this.
Okay, issue 5.
Okay, you go ahead and talk about Joker. I'll jump in.
Joker. Guion March's art in this is flipping fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap.
It's really, really good.
And a lot of the concerns and issues I had in the first issue are kind of answered in this one, which is great for me, which I truly appreciate. And Joker, he's more or less pissed off the wrong people, and they're all coming for him. he's got no safety anymore.
Yeah, it's cool. I like how he's trying to make himself safe, though. How he's manipulating and pulling strings. Yeah.
Yes, he's trying to. Yeah. But yeah, it's a great read. The relationship dynamic between Barbara and Jim is fantastic. Yeah. And there's a big turn in that relationship.
Oh,
big twist.
Huge reveal. Yes. And it throws Batman and them both for a huge loop.
Yes.
And then he reveals more, and you're like, whoa, did not see that coming anywhere. And I got one more thing about it. I'll save it for mine. It's still to come for me. Okay, wow, this book snuck up on me. And
what is that?
Home.
So,
yeah, first off, it takes one side of a political issue, immigration. It's very clearly on the side of pro-immigration. Now, here's where it gets weird. Not going to turn this into a big political discussion. Pro-immigration, anti-immigration, to me, it's ridiculous to say you're one or the other. I always have a political stance of it's somewhere in the middle. Do we need immigration reform? Of course we do. Should everybody stay here that's already here? Well, is it fair to let them stay here? Maybe not, but you can't just take people that have been here, a part of our society. They do pay taxes. For those who say they don't,
if you pay taxes, you're lawfully. Yeah, absolutely.
Anytime you buy anything from the store, you're paying a tax anyway. But anyway, it's the truth's in the middle. So what this specifically is about, of course, there's superpowers in it, but it starts on a very emotional perspective of what it's like to be a scared immigrant from a third world country trying to come to America, and then it starts off with Trump's speech about the camps, and it's this lady's experience about how she gets into the camp, how she's separated from her child, how other people are separated from their children, and kind of what happens from there. And it's all based on facts, and as horrifying as it may sound, it's the truth. It was pretty jacked up what we did, and if it's still happening, separating the kids from their families. This kind of struck home for me. I'm 100% white boy, born and raised in the Midwest. I was on recruiting duty in the Marine Corps for a very long time in San Diego, and I sat across from many, many, many families who were illegal, and their kids didn't even know that they were here illegally until they were afraid to even let me in the door. They thought I was immigration coming to take them away. And 2 times, Dad literally ran out the back, scared, because thought I was going to come and take him away. Mom having to sit in tears and tell her son, you don't have a green card. You're here illegally. It's heartbreaking, and they're in tears, and they're crying. They never knew it. Last thing I'll say about this, I've seen many, many, many families where they just want, if their kid who's only been here for 3 or 4 years and they get a D plus in a subject, it's like a huge party for them because they passed. And I've seen so many other people that have all the opportunity and all the knowledge, and they can speak the language, and they just throw those opportunities away, and they just don't care. This really resonates home for everybody who's ever wanted a better life for their family. Anyway, I'm not going to lecture and go on and on about it. It's a great read. I really liked it. It was refreshing to see something new and different. And at the end, there's a kid with powers. So it does turn into a superhero thing at the end. So kind of rambled there for a little bit. Anyway, you can skip it or tell me to F off in the comments. Not trying to turn this into a political show at all. The comic is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. If it's not your cup of tea, that's fine. Whatevs. We can disagree and still get along. I don't know how you can really disagree about a human story, though. Anyway, so this is called Home, #1. And I picked this cover because it really kind of summarizes the hypocrisy between the promise of America and bring me your tired and your poor and your withered masses and land of the free, and then, oh, by the way, you're coming here illegally because our immigration system sucks. F you, we're going to put you in a cage while you're processing. Anyway, go ahead. Next, what do you got?
Batman Urban Legends #2. So yeah, the price point is high. Yeah, I agree.
So again, however, this made this. I love this one too.
Yes,
but it didn't make it into my top 10 because there was one good story in there, but it's $7, right?
Now, yes. Now the reason why, like, I had the same emotional impact from this one as he did from this.
Okay.
So I'll say this issue was challenging. This beginning story was challenging for me, but in a very good way. The Arbor 80 Barrows is terrific. We get more backstory into Jason's childhood. We see it parallel to this kid and how he wants to keep him from going down the same path as him.
Yeah.
Just terrific.
Super powerful.
Yes. And to me, but the payoff is near the end. It's a terrific confrontation between Batman and Jason. It is challenging. It is very, very challenging. Because I found myself really debating this for 2 days. Like, who was right in this debate? Jason or Batman? And I'm like, both sides have good points in this. I'm like, damn it. Chip wrote a damn good story in this.
Yeah, Chip Zdarsky.
Yeah, this one was a huge good story he wrote here. I cannot recommend this enough. The backup stories suck ass. Cecil Castellucci is a garbage writer. Needs to leave DC after what she did to the Female Furies. But the first story is awesome.
And the other 3 are really just throwaway stories. Yes. I mean, the last story with Grifter the Art's really good. We talked about this in the other video.
But this first story,
it's
challenging.
Super good.
It's good and challenging.
It's super good. Okay. Thor.
Wait a minute. Did I just do? Oh, I just did that. Oh, I put it in the wrong stack. There we go.
Thor.
And I got Batman, the Detective, #1.
All right, I'll jump in on that one because that one's probably next for me. Oh, no, it's almost next. Okay, so Thor. Donny Cates delivers us a fantastic ending to the series. Fantastic ending to the series. Huge twist. Thor comes back in all of his badass glory to be the badass that we want him to be. Loki steps into something at the end you don't expect. Humongous, setting up something that could be absolutely amazing in the Marvel Universe. I love the ending. Love the ending. Kudos to Donny Cates for delivering a fantastic storyline. This delivered in every way I felt like King in Black missed. Mm-hmm. So, great job on this. Huge fan. Absolutely loved it.
I've got a lot to say about this.
Okay.
I got a lot.
Go ahead. Yeah. So this was the
Andy Kubert variant. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I think I forgot to put it in my stack.
Actually, I think you had it in your maybes.
Oh, yeah. Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, talk about it. I'm going to find it.
Okay, so I got good and loaded with Elijah Craig bourbon whiskey before I read this.
Oh, boy.
Because I realized when it comes to Tom Taylor, I need some alcohol before I read it. So,
that's good.
First, the art. Andy Kubert, brother of Adam, son of Joe. I have often said that Adam was the better brother in the 90s. Like, he was the best. But as far as consistently great, it's Andy. Andy has been flipping consistent from X-Men to today. It looks the same. Yeah. You had that Flashpoint omnibus. It still looks the same as this. He has been consistently great.
Yeah.
He's like the great white shark. He's never had to evolve. It's
yeah,
fantastic.
Good.
Yeah. And this Batman, this is the Batman at the latter end of his career. It's not quite the Dark Knight, but almost there with some twists.
Very much leanings of Dark Knight.
Yes, and we find out there's no one left for him here. It's just him, which raises a lot of questions about what happened to everyone else.
Yeah, so I like how he stayed with, like, Alfred's dead.
Well, he doesn't say he's dead.
Alfred's been dead in Batman for a while. But he does also say, Alfred's gone.
And everyone else is gone.
Yeah,
and
so there's no Nightwings, Batgirls, Robins.
Yeah, no Bat Family.
Jason's, the whole family's like nowhere to be found in this.
Yeah, he's investigating a mystery in the UK, and we get to meet the new Squire, who in my opinion is a bit of a see you next Tuesday, which I didn't really care for her that much, but that's just me.
So mad first appearances in this.
Yes, there's a lot.
Mad first appearances in this. That's why if I did have it in this should have been number 3 for me, because there's so many first appearances in this. You got to get it.
And I do like back to what you said. There's a throwaway line of enough ghosts haunting me.
Yeah.
What Batman says, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, really good.
That's very, very interesting story. Like, wonder what happened here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great action scenes in this, especially one in the hospital with a great line of dialogue from Batman, what he thinks about doctors and hospitals.
Yep.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah, loved it too.
And have I said how great Andy Kupert's art in this?
It's pretty good, yeah.
It's fucking
I
damn
think you
good.
liked it a little bit.
Oh my god. So the villain in this faction in this, one thing I noted, they really look like a villain from a certain indie series by Mark Millar.
Yeah, they all dressed very much like them.
Yes.
They're white Batman, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we get an evolved gentleman.
Their costumes are white. They're not white people.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think the main protagonist is a black girl, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yep, yep. Because we see her out of costume as the stewardess in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And Batman discovers something very early on, and interesting with the tragedy that happens early on that links him to them, which is what's going on here. But I cannot recommend this enough. This is a fantastic read.
I think Drew masturbated while he was reading this book.
I was good and drunk. There's no way, man.
Yeah. Okay, next one. I agree on that. I can gush about that all day also. Wow.
Thor 14.
All right, so talk about Thor.
Nick Klein's art in this is flipping tits.
Oh man, it's beautiful.
Holy crap. There are several pages in this, and a double splash page spread I wanted out of this.
Yeah, it's good.
Holy crap. And the story is terrific. Brothers fighting against brothers. I know that very well. I have 3 brothers myself. I love this. I cannot wait for the trade of this. When this trade comes out, I'm buying this.
It's so good.
Yeah, this is a solid, great story, solid, great end. Cannot recommend it enough. Yeah.
This surprised the crap out of me. Have you read this?
I was going to, and I saw a bunch of partiers at a rave, and I'm like, I'm out.
No, give it a shot. It's so good. It's up there with, so she's not a hero. She's like a drunk.
So the rave thing was...
she's a drunk. She gets wasted. She's clearly like a hero for this government agency that fights monsters, but she wants nothing to do with it. She's a drunk. She's on drugs. She's banging guys. She could care less. She's very much anti-hero. And even when she is fighting these monsters reluctantly, the story's told beautifully in a couple flashback sequences. And then there's a big twist at the end. You don't see it coming. This to me was one step below. What's the other kaiju one we just read? Ultra Mega.
Yeah.
It's one step below Ultra Mega. As far as a kaiju story, it is so good. This surprised the crap out of me. If you read this, I almost guarantee it would be in your top 10. I almost want you to do like a second. The stuff Shawn said to read, and you read.
I did do that one week when you recommended that one Dark Horse book, the one artist. I was like,
you were like, "This is stupid good. Oh my god, when I see this." Yeah. Read this one. There's another one I want you to read, and then maybe we'll do like a 2.5 or something tomorrow. We'll do a quick little video or something. Yeah. Yep. Because there's something you said in there I wanted to read too. But anyway, this is super good. I can't recommend it enough. It's the art is really good. The story's told fantastically. The huge twist. I didn't think I was gonna like it at all, but I gave it a shot, and I'm so glad I did. It totally surprised me. Love it. It's my number 3 book of the week, and I don't put those there lightly. This is huge for me to put this high. I absolutely loved it. Huge fan of it. Fantastic book. Jenny Zero, it's called. Jenny Zero Party Monster, which has more significance to it at the end. Okay, so I'm just going to say Joker number 2. I pulled out the covers. All I'm going to add to Joker is the art's fantastic, and this is the big key. There's a sneak up key this week.
Oh, I completely forgot. Yeah.
So
I picked the key. How about that?
Well, yeah. So it's first appearance of Bane. Well, it's not a first appearance. It's going to be the first cameo. By any argument, you don't really see her face. You see her from behind. She just shows up. I'm not going to spoil anything. But this was a secret incentive they sent out. It's a 1 in 50. It's not a 1 per store. It's not a 1 per store. It's a 1 in 50 ratio variant. Pretty much sold out of them already. I think we sold them all for about $250 each. So this is when you want to try to look for it. Go to your LCS, see if you can hunt this one down. But it's first cameo of Bane's daughter. It's really, really good story. I can't advise it enough.
Low battery.
Someone's battery is low.
Uh-oh.
So that's Joker.
Yep.
Okay, and then last
one.
one.
Hey!
Spider Shadow.
There we go. Holy
All right, I'll
crap.
start.
Yes.
This is the what if story that we deserved for a long time. It's not a one issue setup, middle and then end. We're going to get a whole series of this. Chip Zdarsky, home run, knocked it out of the park. You get to see Peter's descent into madness, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, there's that oh crap moment where you're like, wow, I cannot wait to read the next one of these. So fantastic book, fantastic story. It does not disappoint. I think it's fantastic. What'd you think, Drew?
Pasquale Ferry's art in this is really good as well.
Oh man, it's super good.
It's darker than what it used to be. You know, it's what I noticed. Which fits the story very well.
Yeah.
This is a darker story, and what he does to Hobgoblin in this, holy crap! It's shocking what happens in this.
Yeah, super shocking.
Yes.
But hey, and the version we get of Spidey towards the end, what he's morphing into, it's cooler than Venom. I'm like, yes, give me more of this. It's so good.
We see the repercussions of Peter's actions in this. What happens? Someone he may or may not be able to save toward the end. What happens? It's shocking what happens in this book. It's great.
Love it.
Yes, absolutely.
Love it. Okay, so that's our top 10, guys. I rambled a little bit for this one.
So did I.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for pushing through the whole video. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your love. Don't forget to be entered into the giveaway. I give away my top 10. You can win all these, including the Vampirellas, which are available. You can win all my top 10s. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on so you get notified when we do the other videos, and you have to comment your like number and leave something else in there too. Screw you, Shawn, you're an idiot. Drew is so handsome. Thank you for not wearing his black pullover shirt this time. We love all the support, guys. Thank you so much. Until next time, buy what you like, collect what you want, don't listen to the haters. Code ELITE5 to save 5% on the entire website, commonslatecomics.com, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Take it easy.